All right, guys, today I want to show you probably my favorite product ever. It's an Orbit Yard Enforcer motion sensing sprinkler, model number 62100. Now, I have two of these units. This is my second one. I have one in my front yard and one in my backyard. They're both for scaring away the deer that constantly eat my flowers. I don't have the box anymore. I can't show you what it looks like coming out, but I can tell you that every part came individually bubble wrapped and there was no damage, and I was very happy with their packaging. The first part in the box is going to be this all metal constructed ground stake. It goes in the ground. You can step on here to push it down as far as you can. It's got a brass fitting here to connect to your garden hose, this nice rubber wheel to make it easy to screw on. On this side, we've got a plastic cap. You can attach another garden hose here, and it will have constant water pressure running to, say, another Yard Enforcer sprinkler. On top of here, we're going to connect the electronic valve. Now, this valve has a screened washer that will keep out contaminants from getting into the sprinkler head. We've got the wire that runs to the motion sensor over here. So we're going to screw this on. There's that. Next, we've got the riser. The riser has two outlets that are now after this valve. So whenever the valve turns on from the motion sensing, these outlets can go to additional sprinklers that are not motion sensing, and they will also start spraying. So if you've got a larger area to cover, but your motion sensor can already detect that motion, this will spray in multiple areas covering a larger area. So we're going to screw that right on top. Now this unit does get kind of tall with all the pieces, but remember the first few inches are already in the ground. So on top of the riser, we're going to attach the motion sensor. Now this detects motion and it also detects light. Why does it detect light? Because you have multiple options for running. You can run this during the day when there's plenty of light. You can run it at night when there's no light, and you can run it always. It also has an off feature, so when you're cutting the grass, you don't get sprayed. You can set the duration of the spray pattern. I don't know the exact time, but I would say at max it's about 10 seconds. You can set the detection range for motion. I have it set all the way up because I want to detect animals before they get anywhere near my garden. And then it also has a button for watering for 30 minutes. So if your sprinkler is set up where it will water your grass and you want to use it as a sprinkler like you normally would use a sprinkler, just press that button and it'll turn on the valve for 30 minutes and then shut it off automatically. Now this arm is attached with a thumb screw, and you can loosen that to adjust the angle. And that will slide over the top of your riser here. Now once you've done that, you've got this spray head, just a typical sprinkler head, no frills here. Very good construction though compared to some of the cheaper ones I've bought at the home center. It's definitely going to hold up for a lot of years. And you just screw that into the top. And that's it. That's the whole sprinkler. Now you do have this last piece. This is an alternate mounting option for the motion sensor. It goes right here on the valve, and you take out your thumb screw up here, and it comes all the way out, and then you put it back through this hole and attach it to the motion sensor, and now you have it at a lower angle. I have mine in my backyard at the lower height, but I have it pointed up, and it scares away deer, skunks, raccoons, possum, cats, dogs. I've scared just about everything out of my yard. For those of you unfamiliar with how to adjust a sprinkler head like this for your desired spray pattern, just wanted to cover a couple of basics here. On the top, you're going to see this dial, and it's going to tell you the range. And it's got a plus sign and a minus sign. So the further you turn it one way, it's going to spray further, and the other way, it's going to shoot shorter. And what that does is it adjusts the angle on this. The water shoots out of here and it hits this and it diverts it down. But if you want it to shoot further, this is going to pick up and the water is going to shoot out farther. Now you also have the option to tighten down this screw. Let's see if we can see that. So this screw is definitely right in the stream of the water coming out right here. And the more I turn this in and out is going to push that in. Sort of like putting your thumb over the end of a garden hose. You can adjust the spray, how much it's spraying, or if it's just shooting a solid stream of water, you can adjust that using this screw on the side. It's hard to see on here, sorry. Now, this little arm right here, if it's up, this is going to shoot in 360-degree pattern. Now, if you only want it to shoot, you're looking at it from the top, it's going this way, and then you want it to stop and then come back and go there and then back and forth. You're going to put this arm down and you're going to adjust these little arms around the base of the sprinkler head. Now, every time this turns, it's going to hit and click, and it's going to spray the other way, and then when it hits there, it's going to click, and it's going to go back the other way, and so on and so forth. Now, by adjusting these, you can adjust the range of how far it turns left and right. I hope that helps. All right, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to attach the sprinkler to the hose. Turn on the water. I'm going to set the dial to always. I'm just going to test it out by giving it some motion. Let's see how far we can get it to spray. That's pretty far. Now that we've talked about the sprinkler, I want to show you a couple videos that I have from my outside cameras of animals getting scared away by the sprinkler. I wanted to talk about the battery life real fast. It takes 4 AA batteries that go in the back of the motion sensor portion of the unit. I've had the batteries in my front yard sprinkler for over a year, and it is going off all night with cars driving by, and they still have not died. So if you're having trouble with animals eating your flowers, I would definitely go out and get one of these for yourself.